Today, there is only one type of human on Earth, us. But thousands of years ago, the world looked completely different. Humans were not alone. Our planet was once home to many different human species, some stronger, some smaller, and some with abilities we never expected. They hunted, survived, and even met each other. So what happened to all the other humans? For millions of years, humans were changing and adapting. Over time, different branches appeared on the human family tree. These were not just our ancestors. They were different human species with their own bodies, skills, and ways of life. Some lived in cold environments. Others survived on islands. Some traveled across huge parts of the world. At one point in history, several human species existed at the same time. The Earth was not home to just one kind of human. It was a world filled with many. These human species didn't always live apart. Sometimes they crossed paths. They hunted the same lands, shared the same world, and even had children together. Their lives became connected in ways scientists wouldn't discover until thousands of years later. Scientists discovered that many people today still carry pieces of DNA from ancient humans like Neanderthals and Denisovans. This means these ancient humans did not completely disappear from our story. Part of them is still with us. But the question is, how did they end up extinct? Thousands of years ago, Earth was a place where many different human species existed. Each one had its own unique story. One of the most famous human relatives was the Neanderthal. They ruled the icy landscapes of Europe and Asia for hundreds of thousands of years. Strong, resilient, and perfectly adapted to brutal Ice Age conditions, they were far more than the cavemen Hollywood made them out to be. Neanderthals built sophisticated tools, worked together to hunt massive animals, cared for one another, and created a culture all their own. Another mysterious group was the Denisovans. Unlike Neanderthals, scientists know very little about them because only a small amount of fossil evidence has been discovered. Much of what we know about Denisovans comes from their DNA. Their genetic traces show that they traveled across parts of Asia and interacted with other human groups. On an island in Indonesia, scientists discovered something unexpected: a small human species called Homo floresiensis. They were much shorter than modern humans, but they survived for thousands of years in their unique island environment. Their discovery showed that human evolution was far more diverse than scientists once believed. And these were only some of the human species that existed. Throughout history, there were many different branches of the human family tree. Each one represented a different experiment in survival. But eventually, Homo sapiens became the only left species. So why did Homo sapiens survive, while every other human species disappeared? One important advantage was cooperation. Humans could create large social groups where people worked together, shared knowledge, and helped each other survive. Our ability to communicate complex ideas also gave us an advantage. Perhaps the greatest human skill was adaptability. Humans learned how to survive in many different places around the world. Humans also created something powerful: culture, stories, traditions, art, and shared knowledge, which allowed humans to build on what previous generations discovered. But survival was not only about competition. Homo sapiens also interacted with other human species. Sometimes they cooperated, sometimes they competed, and sometimes they became family. Over thousands of years, the world around these human species changed. Climate shifts, changing environments, and competition created new challenges. Slowly, populations of other human species became smaller. Some groups disappeared completely. Others became connected with Homo sapiens through interbreeding. Eventually, Homo sapiens became the only surviving human species on Earth. But that does not mean the others were forgotten. Their discoveries, their adaptations, and even parts of their DNA continue to influence us today. The story of humanity is not just the story of one species. It is the story of many different humans who lived, adapted, and explored the planet before us. Today, only Homo sapiens remains. But inside every one of us is a reminder that humanity was never just one story. It was many stories coming together.